Het lijkt van Riccardo se internet is een bietjie meer opgejack. Ons hoor dat hy sê good morning Riccardo.
Good morning again. How are you?
Lovely, thank you. That's so great chatting to you. Ricardo, we're talking about this book about financial literacy for children specifically. Why did Alexander Forbes get involved in a book like this for children?
Yeah, so I think if you look at 2025, it's a very special year for Alex Forbes. We celebrate 90 years, so it's our 90-year anniversary. And for the company, we wanted to reinforce our commitment to the company's legacy, in helping people secure their financial futures. And I think more than just looking back at 90 years, we also wanted to look forward to the next 90 years. So for us, this book is a gift to the next generation of kids and help them set the foundations for what could be financial success for many more years to come. So we wanted to create this book to kind of, give kids the skills, the lessons, the money, wise money choices that they need from a very young age to set those building blocks for financial success later on.
I love the fact that you say it falls within the broader mission of Alexander Forbes to help people secure a brighter financial future. Why specifically the age group between 7 and 9? Why do you target them?
So we target them specifically because we feel that this is a time when kids start, realizing, that money plays a part in their lives. They start seeing their parents, their relationship with money. And I think it's a good time for them to start, building their own relationship with money and understanding it. So at 7 to 9 is really what the book has been curated for. But it's also really a great resource for parents and teachers. So beyond just the children, it's a really good opportunity and tool for parents and teachers to really open the door and start having those meaningful conversations about money, whether it's at home or in the classroom. And, there's lots of activities, interactive activities and, tips that can really make it easy for adults to guide children through the basics of financial literacy. And so really, yes, it's been curated for 7 to 9, but because we've made it inclusive and accessible to families, it really is appropriate for anyone younger than that.
Is it a combination of a couple of stories? Is there one general story running through the book? How does the stories help to tell the story of financial literacy?
Yeah, so there are 13 stories in the book. And I think, what makes this book stand out is that it really combines classic storying with practical money tips. So one thing that people will really notice from opening the book, in its digital format, is that they are familiar fables. So these are stories that kids have grown up with. They're familiar with these stories. But even more so, we've actually localized the stories to a South African context. So they're local characters. So it just makes the stories a bit more memorable and relatable. So we really want kids to see themselves in these stories. And each story is paired with an interactive activity and tips, that people can get involved in. It's really engaging and something that's really creates a unique learning experience. And the book is also in digital and audio format, and we've done that deliberately because we wanted to make this as accessible and reach as many families across South Africa as possible.
I love the fact that you say it is interactive and also it's a tool that can help both educators and parents to assist them in teaching the kids more about financial literacy. What do you think are the biggest misconceptions there are with parents when it comes to financial literacy and what they need to teach their kids?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's been a lot of barriers. I think money has always been a very sensitive topic for many people. And I think that's what we're trying to kind of break down here with the book, is that, learning about money doesn't have to be intimidating. It can be fun. And parents can actually be part of that process, adults, even including teachers. So for us, it's really about getting people to open up, the conversation about money management in a really interactive and fun way. If you look at South Africa, I think South Africans are becoming increasingly aware that financial literacy matters and that it matters from a very young age. So for us, this book is not just a storybook, but it's a tool that really empowers both children and their families to build brighter futures together.
Do you think that financial institutions like yourselves, like Alexander Forbes, play an important role? Do you think it's almost a responsibility to help South Africa? If you look at the context and how people struggle to use their money and save for the future, do you think it is their responsibility to help not only the youth but South Africans in general to become better financially?
Yes, absolutely. I think if you look at South Africa, we all know the problems, that we face. It's high unemployment, skill shortages. Even now, really mounting big pandemic around debt within households and families. So, we do have a responsibility. I mean, Forbes, our main line of business is to make sure that people can retire comfortably and with dignity. And a lot of the times, what we've seen from the research that comes in and that we analyze is that people, they don't always make the best decisions with their money. And if they had more information, if they had more access to someone who could give them financial advice, a lot of those detriments to their future retirement would definitely be avoided. So for us, the book kind of forms part of a bigger ecosystem to help, people better understand the relationship with money, make wise choices with their money, avoid impulsive decisions. And these are kind of like the little lessons that we sprinkle, but, in a very relatable way within the book, teaching kids about saving and planning, teaching kids about patience and consistency when it comes to money, and also just, general money choices that are wise when it comes to saving money.
And it is so important, you say teaching and it's education, but done in a fun way, because no kid between 7 and 9 wants to think, okay, I have to sit now, it's homework time, it feels like school. They have to, and that's, I suppose, also why you base it on the classic fables.
Yeah, the classic fables, and like I said, I mean, we've really been deliberate about how we wanted to position the fables. So, you reading the book itself, you definitely get the sense that, these are lived experiences that kids have in South Africa. The people that we introduce, the names that we use, it is very localized to a South African context. And that was really done deliberately so that children see themselves in these stories. And the activities and the engagement that we've included within the book just makes it a bit more child-friendly, if you want to put it that way. So we don't want this book to be an intimidating source material for kids to learn about money. And we've done everything possible to try and make that happen. And, on the back of the feedback that we've had, we couldn't be proud of, what we've done here. And, my heart just smiles at the impact and difference that we've made.
Riccardo, if parents and teachers would like to get a hold of the book, where can they get it?
Sure. So the book is easily available. You can go onto our website at alexforbes.com. You don't have to navigate to different site pages. It is on the main page. You'll see a banner very clearly labeled. It is Smart Money Moves for the Saver Squad. The banner is there. You can download. The book is free. So, it's accessible, inclusive, and the point there is that, every child, regardless of their, learning preferences and abilities, can benefit. And any family, community, regardless of their circumstances and background, they can benefit too. So it is available on the website, and I encourage the public to go have a look.
Great. Thank you very much for the chat this morning, Riccardo.
Thank you very much. It was good to be with you.
So Riccardo Fontanella is van Alexander Forbes, spesifiek oor hierdie boek wat kinders bietjie help met die finansiële geletterdheid. As ons terugkom net advertensiebreek, dan gesels ons oor die musiek op 'n Dinsdag. Ja, ons Dinsdag dingetjie segment.